Michael is actually in timeout right now because it's basically his new home.
Please don't do this. Using timeout in this strategy for your little kid is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to teach them anything. And there is a much better way to get your little ones to stop really tricky behaviors like hitting, pushing, and kicking, especially when it comes to around their siblings. Something that this mom said, and like no shame towards this mom, because I think a lot of parents just don't know what else to do besides timeout, so that's what they resort to. But she even said in the video, he knows that hitting his sister is wrong. He knows that he's not supposed to do it. He knows that he's quote unquote in trouble, but he doesn't seem to care. And this is the big shift that I need you to understand about toddlers, is they can logically understand something, but they do not have the impulse control and the emotional regulation skills to make a different decision. So putting them in timeout is not going to do anything besides make them feel more shame, more judgment, feel bad, feel further disconnected from you. It's not getting to the root of the problem. It's like slapping a band-aid on top of a giant gash and then being confused why there's still an infection underneath. At this point, I have helped thousands of parents work through tricky physical behaviors or aggressive behaviors with their toddler. The thing that I am always telling them is, in the moment, absolutely set a boundary. If your little one is hitting or kicking or pushing their sibling, you need to be right there blocking their hand, holding them, moving them so that everybody is safe. Do not wait for them to do it on their own. But number two, your focus should not be this sort of discipline or punishment. It needs to be teaching them the skills they're actually missing. When he's feeling frustrated or overwhelmed or overstimulated or angry or upset, how else can he express that or manage those emotions besides hitting his sister? How else can we practice problem solving skills? How else can we practice impulse control? Do those things when you stop the behavior in the moment, right? You're holding actual boundaries and then you're teaching them the skills they actually need. That's when the hitting will stop. That's when the kicking will stop. That's when the pushing will stop, because you're actually getting to the root of what's going on. You're not just shoving them in timeout and teaching them you're being bad, and they're not actually learning anything about how to control their impulses or regulate their big emotions. Again, I have no judgment for parents who use timeout, because oftentimes it's simply a lack of a skill or knowing what else to do. And when you watch your toddler continually hitting their sibling or having these huge tantrums or being physical or hurting people, you want to stop it. You want them to know that's not okay, but you have to do it in a way that actually makes sense with their brain and their development as a tiny child who is barely developed in their prefrontal cortex. If you want to know exactly what this looks like, step by step, scripts, exactly what to say, exactly what to do, this is literally why I made the Toddler Tantrums Guide, which teaches you this framework of how to give your little ones those skills so that the tricky behaviors stop, in a way that doesn't include shaming them or timeout or punishment or yelling or anything like that, but is actually teaching them the skills they're missing so that they can make a different decision next time.